Sup, y'all? Bring you guys another video. Do you guys think Deontay Wilder should retire after his loss to Tyson Fury in the third fight? As we all know, he got knocked out against Tyson Fury in round 11 of Fury Wilder 3. Second fight, he got stopped. I think it was the 7th round, if I remember correctly. And the first fight ended up being a draw. In a fight where I thought he lost, except for those two knockdowns that he scored. Those were the only 2 rounds he pretty much won. But I thought he lost that fight, the first fight. So arguably he lost all 3 fights. And yeah, should he retire after those fights? He definitely took a lot of punishment in the second fight. He definitely took a lot of punishment in the third fight. And a lot of people think that the punishment he took is not worth it, that he should retire, I think he was set to make more than $20-30 million for this fight, I believe. He's definitely getting a lot of money, and with all the pay-per-view numbers coming in, and I think this fight sold pretty well in my opinion. I'm sure he's definitely gonna be set for life. Malik Scott has said it multiple times in interviews. If you guys don't know, Malik Scott is his trainer. Malik Scott also has made it very clear that he has no plans, that he doesn't think Deontay Wilder will retire as well. So I don't think he's going to retire. I just thought, I'd bring this conversation because I have noticed it on social media. A lot of people bring up that Wilder should retire, this and that he shouldn't fight anymore after the punishments he's been taking in these couple fights, that he probably won't be the same fighter anymore after the injuries he suffered in these fights. And he did take a lot of punishment. Don't get me wrong, he did. But in my opinion, I don't think so, man. I don't think it's time to retire. It's not time yet for Deontay Wilder to retire. I think there's some more greatness to be done in the heavyweight division right now, other than just fighting Tyson Fury. I think there's more to be done. I think I'd still love to see him fight AJ. I'd love to see him fight Usyk, Dillian White, Andrew Ruiz, and that's 4 names right there that I could name in the top of my head that I'd love to see Deontay Wilder fight next when he comes back. He's 35 years old. The heavyweight division usually lasts longer till their 40s. What's his name? Vladimir Klitschko is proof of that. He's the latest great heavyweight that we had. Remember the Klitschko era with him and his brother running the heavyweight division. They fought till their 40s. So I could see Wilder lasting a few more years. I could definitely see him lasting a few more years. Maybe fight twice a year, once a year. Definitely, I could see him fighting well to his late 30s. Maybe take like 6, 7, 8 months off. Maybe just fight once next year. And there's still some really good fights out there, big fights, not just Tyson Fury. Looking at the heavyweight division, I'd love to see him get in the mix with Usyk in the future one day. I'd love to see him against, like I said, Andrew Ruiz, AJ. Joseph Parker's another great fight. Maybe Robert Helenius for his return. That would be a good test for his return. But with that being said, I'd love to see him in a big fight. And Andy Ruiz right now is the biggest possible fight out there for PBC's heavyweights. Charles Martin's another possibility as well. There really are a lot of great fights still out there. And I love Deontay Wilder, man. I'm a fan of his. I know a lot of people probably be like, oh, you were rooting for Tyson Fury to win. How are you a fan of a Deontay Wilder? That's because I wanted Tyson Fury to win. I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. I've been to a couple of his fights. I was there live in person when he defended the title against Bermane Stiverne in the rematch. So that shit, and I was like, whoo! If you ever get the chance to see Deontay Wilder fight live in person, take that opportunity, because no matter who he fights, it's always entertaining and it's well worth the money. And that fight, even though it lasted 1 round, that was worth traveling all the way up to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Was that 4 or 5 hour drive to go watch him live in person? And same for the Bermane Stiverne. My girl, who is now my wife, we went to watch that, and that fight lasted 1 round too. And it was well worth the money that we spent to go watch that live in person. I'm a fan of Deontay, man. I don't want to see him retire just yet. If he decides to retire, can't blame him. Malik Scott made it sound like he's very well set for the rest of his life to support his family. But there's still some great fights out there for Deontay, man. And honestly, I could see him beating a lot of these heavyweights. Honestly, I think he has a chance to beat all of them. Actually, if he lands one big right hand, I think he knocks out everybody except for Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury, honestly, is the only one that can take his power. Everybody else, I think they would have gotten knocked out if Tyson Fury, like that punch that Tyson Fury took in the fourth round, that big right hand, if that was any of these top 15 guys, all these heavyweights right here, if they all took that right hand that Tyson Fury took, they would have gone to sleep. I think Deontay Wilder would have knocked them out cold. Or at least put them down and they would struggle to get up and, they would be counted to 10. But, Tyson Fury, for whatever reason, man, he's built different and he could take his punches. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.